What's up? What's up, everybody? It's time for your AEW review Wednesday Night Dynamite. November 13, 2019. If you're new, hope you subscribe down below. We're here every single Wednesday and after every WWE, AEW, and most wrestling events. Here on the Joe Cronin Show, click the bell, click the like, click all that other stuff. We're having a good time, and I should be joined, I would believe, by Jake, my buddy DeMarco soon. Get saddled up. AEW. I got my scorecard in front of me.
This is Wardlow from AEW, and you're watching The Joe Cronin Show.
A wrestling podcast with attitude.
Jesus, Chris Jericho couldn't, having a little trouble swinging the chair, huh, Jericho? Man, Jericho is swinging that chair as if the guy had been, like, chopping down trees all day. Like, he was working manual labor, swinging an axe all day long. Like, for, 15 hours. And then they asked him to go out there and swing a chair, the next day. And he's like, oh, very strange.
Party.
Super chat party.
Holy boob clean pin.
Oh my god, a clean pin on the champion. It was a roll-up too. What is this, WWE? Gelfman, yo. What up, Gelfman? How you doing, man? Thank you for the super chat to start the show off. Super chat coming in from Gelfman. Appreciate that. And people are enjoying a little bit of the bubbly. Where's I don't know where Jake is, though. I don't know if he's calling or if there's something wrong with Skype. Hold on, let me hit him up. I gotta hit him up. I don't know what's going on with Jakey Poo there. I haven't heard anything from him yet, though. I don't know if something's wrong with Skype or whatever. Anyway, AEW tonight. What did you guys think in the chat? Poor Cody botched. Yeah, it was almost like Cody and Jericho were they both were chopping down trees. Cody couldn't get the slam off. But either way, the segment was so good that it was okay. And by the way, the commentary team did a really good job of being like, oh, his equilibrium's not right. He's not even right. He tried to slam Jericho. So they really covered that well. And it actually was believable that he came out there after this war the other night, and then he tries to power slam this guy, and he just falls over. So I actually that just made me kind of buy into it more. It didn't seem as much of a botch as it probably could have seemed. You know what I mean? Why are the fucking screens freezing and stuff? That's very strange. Anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. That didn't bother me. I thought the segment was great. We're going to go through all of the segments. But starting it off, I liked the show started off tonight with that really good I thought it was a nice recap. I was surprised they showed as much as they did. We didn't know how much they were going to show. You know what I mean? How much do they normally show from a pay-per-view? And we got a lot of highlights that they gave us. And I think part of that is, I don't know, maybe with social media and everything, they tweet out a lot of these moments from the pay-per-view. People tweeting out the clips of the pin and things that are happening anyway. So It was good. So I liked the opening, and then it went right into, after these like sort of highlights of what happened at Full Gear. They went into this little doctor backstage scene with Kenny Omega having to go to the doctor and be evaluated, and they wouldn't clear him. And then he asked about Jon Moxley, which I thought was really cool, because that's something you would do. You'd be like, yeah, how's he? Did he clear? Like, what? Oh, fuck, like, he's cleared, I'm not? Like, fuck, like, he's pissed. I love it, dude. I thought that was really cool. Kenny Omega's acting was a little goofy at the end when he was like, I'll be okay, he like leaves or whatever. But whatever, either way, it was a good opening, I thought. I thought it was cool to see that. Then we got, what the hell is his name? I can't think of his name. Nakazawa, or whatever his name is with the fucking oil. I don't know. I never remember his name because the oil thing pisses me off and I don't watch his matches. But he comes out there for a match with Moxley to start the show. So we see him in the back with Kenny Omega. You know, obviously they're buddies. And so now he's out there facing Moxley, which was an interesting tie-in thing. And he's got the little baby oil stuff, and he throws it down like, all right, I'm not doing that shit here. Like, I'm real, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pissed you beat up my friend. So, and then, of course, Moxley takes him out really quickly, which was okay. I like that. It's Michael Nakazawa, right? Isn't that his name? So then Moxley gets on the mic because we knew there was gonna be a promo from Moxley tonight. So you know right away it's going to be some kind of squash really quickly, and then the guy's going to have a promo. So that's what we get, and the promo was good. It was just it wasn't as good as like the last few Moxley things, but I liked it. Sort of an open challenge, like, yeah, you know, I told you this was going to happen, and I did it. I delivered, and now I bet you, you know, everybody's afraid of me, and here's an open challenge. So then he gets out of there. So I liked that opening. I gave the whole thing, I rolled it all up into a ball, a nice little package of a 7 out of 10. So I gave that segment, and I'm talking about everything, like the match, the promo, roll it up into a ball, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was nice. Okay, good. You know, that's a good score. I might be giving it a higher score than some other people might have given it. Some other people might have given it a goddamn 6 or 5, I don't know. But I thought it was nice. Oh, Jake, man, what's up, baby?
My Skype wouldn't connect, and then it wouldn't let me call, so that was interesting.
That's weird. Skype's been weird all week. And there was a big Windows update today, too, so there's another thing.
Yeah.
So I just went over the opening, the highlights.
Yeah, you were going through the quick notes, as I heard.
What do you think about that? Because I'm going to go through each thing. Matt, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 9 segments, I think, or 9 or 8 segments that I graded here.
Yeah, all in all, I believe that's what I ended up with as well.
So it's, so yeah, I don't know. We can argue about these things over or whatever. But yeah, what do you think about the Moxley promo and his little squash match there?
Squash match was good. You know, he's still sore from, you know, the hardcore match they had over the weekend. Safe or not, you know, there were certainly some things that hurt there. Kenny Omega is legit, you know, beat up, so he's not able to compete at this point in time. And I like the way that they overstated that, like, you know, Moxley's a badass. You saw that Omega was pissed that Moxley was cleared.
Yes.
It was such a we say this all the time with WWE, you know, why can't they give us one line, one you know, but it shows so much about his character that he's pissed that Moxley's cleared, but he's not.
Well, plus, like, we're all on tour, we all see the same doctor. You know, we're all competitive. What it does is it doesn't make you think, it doesn't make you think, oh, they're all back there, like, and like ruin it for you or take you out of it. No, it makes it more realistic because they're acknowledging that, and it makes you feel more like, wow, they're that competitive and stuff. And yeah, they all whatever the hell, yeah. So I like it too. It was very nice. Kenny Omega's acting's a little funny at the end, but I like it. I like it.
Yeah, a little, you know, left to be desired, but all in all, it was impactful nonetheless. Moxley, you know, against Nakazawa, it should be quick. He's sore, he's hurting, and obviously this is someone just to make Moxley look stronger. This wasn't really about the match. It was about the promo. Well,
I was surprised there was a match because we all heard, I thought he was just going to come out, cut that promo, and get out of there. I don't know why we needed the match.
The match was, that's what I'm saying. It was pretty much just to get to him having the promo. It was rather unnecessary.
I guess it was so he could say he got a win because he was like, does that count? Like,
he's dominant and you know, it just basically plays into the mind games that Omega couldn't compete, but he could.
But he also gets a that's true. That's what it is. Yeah, he got to compete.
And he also
There
gets
you
a
go.
win.
What are we thinking?
This win counts.
Yeah, we just talked about that. So yeah, he gets to compete and it counts. So yeah, it does make sense. We like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
It was duly noted that they were trying to at least continue the story that they told at the previous pay-per-view, which is something we don't see often. So
Right. Yeah, I gave that whole segment. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Just the call out at the end, everything. I was like, okay, good start. 7s and 6s for me. Just for anybody wondering, when I give things a 6 or a 7 or 7.5, to me that's always a good. That's always a good. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was nothing mind blowing, but the fact that you give Moxley a microphone, it's usually going to be positive, and they stuck with that. They let him go off. He's calling Kenny a radical son of a bitch, but he said he had balls to step with him in the ring, and he's on a pilgrimage to scorch the earth. So
I laughed when he said pilgrimage. I was like, oh my god, did he say pilgrimage? Let me drop a donation real quick. Make sure everything's working right here.
Super Chat Party.
I don't know why this is happening. Something's
What
clearly
up,
wrong.
Joe? Great show tonight. AEW.
What's up, baby?
AEW.
David Coronado, thank you very much for the $4.99, man. I appreciate that, man. What's up? Yeah, there's something weird with the donation screen tonight. I don't know what's going on with it, but I can tell something is fucking weird. Like, it's not playing unless it's in front of me on my screen. I don't know what that is, but I'll try to figure out what that is at a later time. So I just have to keep refreshing it, and it works. Dave, thanks, man. What's up, man? Appreciate that. $4.99, and Dave Coronado is going to go on the board here because he is the top donator now. Let me see. Why isn't this working? Oh, whatever. It is what it is.
it seems that
Anyway, let's
update screwed things up for both XSplit and Skype.
Yeah,
so,
but maybe I got to update everything's got to be re-updated or something. I don't know. Like, something's clearly not right about my screen. But dude, I'm telling you, my computer was running like dick. And then all of a sudden, I restarted. It took fucking like 20 minutes for it to restart. Okay, we will move on to what I think is the next part, which was Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard versus Peter Avalon.
Next part after that was a Jurassic Express Dark Order.
Oh, okay, I have it out of order. My bad. Okay, so, all right. Well, the match I thought wasn't very good, but
it wasn't supposed to be. I mean, I get what they were going for here.
Right.
And that's, it doesn't give them a pass, but I understand that they were just trying to get the match out of the way quick to have Luchasaurus return. The crowd popped huge for him. But if they were going for this eventual pop, I wish the match wasn't so long then. This match was 11 minutes long. They could have given a little bit more time to the main event, I feel. I feel like the main event was a little too short.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on tonight, to be honest. There was a lot of stuff.
It was action-packed for sure.
The
main event was just as long at 11 minutes. They could have cut that tag match in half, made it 5 or 6 minutes, and given Luchasaurus the return versus, shorten the main event.
Joey Janela almost right away could have came out of nowhere, right? Oh, no, that's the other match. I'm sorry. That's the other match. I keep thinking that we're on that match for some reason. But yeah, they could have just ended it early with the Dark Order. They got a victory.
Yeah, they win, and then they hit the fatality of Marco Stunt, and
they needed a win. So
that's the thing. They needed a win, and then I like the idea of them trying to garner new members. They're gonna defeat people, and adds a bit more to their complexity, their nature, their storyline. You need to have people understand what they're doing and explain these characters.
I don't know what they're doing.
Really know much about them.
I don't know what they're doing.
So
I don't know
they're
what
trying
they're
to
doing.
develop a bit of a story here. Hopefully, it'll continue to, go on as time passes.
They seem like retards to me.
They're a group, and they're supposed to be evil of sorts, but evil in the daytime is never scary. When the lights are on, it doesn't work.
I don't know, man. I don't get them. I guess I do not get the Dark Order. I keep trying to wait and see if I will.
I don't care for them myself either, but I at least appreciated that they were trying to tell a bit of a story with them, instead of just having it be a quick loss, a beatdown, and the save. They were going for something. So,
what were they going for?
trying to go ahead and bring them to their side, have Marco Stunt become a new member of the Dark Order, and that's when Jungle Boy says no, takes away the creeper mask and says we're Jurassic Express, pretty much holds up the Dino mask, and that's when Luchasaurus gets to come out and make the big save.
Yeah, they I liked what they did, except for, like you said, the match was too long because of the match being
way too long.
Because of the match was so long, and Luchasaurus doesn't seem 100% to me, and we wouldn't have thought he would. He is back early. Like, I don't think... I mean, it's a hamstring, so it's probably still, like, tender, still sore maybe even. So, maybe he was being a little cautious, but somebody didn't understand his big boot when he came out. He wasn't. He was
just
doing
went right into the chest and over him.
He was doing a stomp. No, it was a stomp move. It's one of these things where it's supposed to look like he takes his leg and smashes you with his leg.
Stomp down like a T-Rex stomp. Yeah, but it didn't look right at all whatsoever.
Yeah, a lot of people hit me up about that. They're like, that looked bad. Yeah, so he kind of, unfortunately, like when he came out there, I wanted him to just destroy people, and they kind of tried, and they didn't execute that 100% right. They did. It still worked, and it still was about what you wanted, but it was like, ooh, like I really want you to go out there and be fast and quick like this just monster. That's what I would have wanted. Instead, he was operating almost in slow motion. It was weird, but he's like capable of moving a lot better than that, I thought. So that was, I would almost like to see him. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just didn't. I thought it would be like a fucking 9 out of 10 moment. It was like a 6 out of 10. I gave the whole segment a 6.5 because I liked it, which means I like it. Thought it was good.
Yeah, it was a huge pop from the crowd. And I was surprised that he came back at all because I just saw this interview with him yesterday that came out, and he's got a great deal of character, talking about he's been doing this for 65 million years. He's joking about the prehistoric nature of his character and trying to develop more of who he is, but it was needed.
Yeah, it did seem a little bit early. That's what I chalked it up to. Was like, all right, he's probably a little bit hurt still, but probably wanted to get out there quickly. He was probably cleared and all this stuff, and he doesn't have to have a match. Just go out there, beat up some guys, and it'll be cool. So I get it.
And Dark Order fits that perfect. Find another profession, and he wouldn't amount to much. So it's funny to see how over he is now, coming from then.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. The next up, I think, right? We got everything there. Now is the Sean Spears, Tully Blanchard, Peter Avalon. And I'm thinking, well, Peter Avalon's there to take the pin. And but then Sean Spears
was an obvious.
But then Sean Spears gets taken out by Joey Janela, which was interesting. So that was cool because that surprised me. I didn't think about that. And then he got taken out of the match, but the match continues because it's no DQ. And then Peter Avalon and Darby Allin just continue to wrestle a little bit, and eventually Darby Allin hits the coffin drop. Was there anything from this that you wanted to say?
No, it was short and sweet, straight to the point. Darby's huge, over with the crowd right now, white hot. Yeah. Everyone likes him, especially they did him right. They built him up properly. Here's somebody that they took their time with somewhat and gave him a bit of complexity and character, and he's the perfect fit in my eyes to go against Moxley, which was announced later in the night. So they're both willing to put their body through hell, and I think it's going to be one hell of a feud going forward.
Yeah, I really do like what they did with him. I gave this whole thing a 6.5.
And it fits here. Now we get the continued feud of Janela and Spears. That's unfinished business. And then Avalon, it was just there to take the pin. So no one gives a shit about the librarians. I'm
betting because Tully keeps interfering with Spears. That's why Janela's out there. He got Spike pile-drived outside. I'm betting we're going to have Arn Anderson in Joey Janela's corner at some point. Probably have something like that go down. But
seems likely.
Nice 6.5. I gave it a 6.5, just the whole segment thing, the whole thing together, whatever. But I do love what they did with Darby Allin. And I like he grabbed the mic, accepted John Moxley's challenge, so then there's that. And it makes sense that he be the one to do it, too, because he's nuts and he just don't give a shit. And
he doesn't care what happens to his body. He's going to, put himself through hell as long as the opponent goes with him.
Right. So, that's cool right there. I'm enjoying that. And then
a lot of people were thinking too. I saw on Twitter that Omega will cost Moxley that match, But I'm not sure that we'll see that right away. I think we might see these two feud, and Omega might turn his sights elsewhere for a little bit and keep that on the back burner. Yeah, I know we'll revisit Moxley and Omega, but I don't think it's going to happen right away.
If anything, I would think that, Omega would probably attack Moxley at some point because Moxley seems done with him. So, if anybody's going to attack him, it will be Omega attacking Moxley, if that happens.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen yet. I think it's going to be a little bit of time.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Then we had an announcement of sorts that immediately made me think of everything that you've said throughout the years. So I was like, oh, Joe's going to love this because you and I like a rhyme or reason to things, just a little bit of justification. So they're going to have this, I believe, 12-man battle royal, and they're talking about how we're going to go ahead and
Diamond.
Yeah, they're going to have it for whoever wins the final two in the battle royal will face one-on-one, and they'll get the diamond ring. I think that's a great, reason to have people battle. Now you've got this, not a title, but, a title in the sense of name. I'm Mr. Dirty Dozen champion, whatever it was. So
I think that's a $20,000 ring, I like it.
Exactly.
Or a $10,000 diamond ring or whatever. Yeah, that type of stuff is what we always suggest, these little things. Like, WWE only does it now with the crown jewel stuff a little bit, but it seems meaningless out there. But yeah, I like what they were doing there. And
I'm sure we can have, just like they have King of the Ring, now we have King Corbin in WWE. Well, with this, now you're Mr. whatever, they decide for. I just think it gives you, something else to build off of. Essentially, it's in its own light, it's a, mid-card championship title. That's how they can use this ring. He doesn't have to defend it per se, but whoever wins it holds that title for a while, so it elevates them automatically. Well, it's a smart story choice for them to have a reason for people to fight.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's not even that they should be coming out every week like I got the ring, but like just the one-time thing for them, somebody to win something. It feels like it just adds something to everything. I like it. So they need a mid-card belt, but
yeah, that's supposedly still coming down the line too. So
I still think it's like you said, it's going to be, I believe, like early 2020. I don't think you're not going to get it this year. Nyla Rose was next.
Yeah, Deanie Jordan's in the ring already.
Squash match.
Yeah, squash match. I don't know. I don't really care for the Nyla Rose character at this point, especially because we already have someone that does it better in the eyes of Kong. So
yep. Yeah,
it feels redundant and very same-ish. So this was a miss for me here.
I just can't get into Nyla Rose for whatever reason. It just doesn't work for me. She beats this other girl, whatever. I don't care. And then
Deanie Jordan, yeah.
Deanie Jordan.
I'm not familiar with her.
Squashed, and then Allie comes out and does an interview, and then they have all these cool little cues in the background. They're playing, Awesome Kong's, like her intro video, like little teases of what's going on, and you see the candles, and then it takes a while, and then finally the lights go out, and she appears on the ramp, and then she comes down, and they attack Allie, and then they cut a piece of her hair off, and now she got a whole belt of hair. It's funny because she had all that hair on her now. And
from girls that she's scalped throughout the weeks, and I thought that's a really interesting, trait to have. You're carrying memento from your victims.
Yeah, I like it because when she's in there wrestling and she's like clothesline someone and all the hair on her side, it's like she's wearing the hair of over 40 other women. Like, what is this? What and like, what are they doing? It's a little weird. It's a little cringy, like Brandy. It seems weird. I don't know what it is, but it's working better than Nyla Rose, and it's working better than the Dark Order. Like, she's the one that I'm like, what's that about? Like, I'm more interested in her than the Dark Order.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Brandy, she got tired of being just Cody's wife and, the silver spoon motherfucker. That she's tired of that whole gimmick there and only being viewed one-dimensional. So she wants to show that she's a badass and she will take charge. And she's using her chosen warrior to go ahead and decimate the women's roster for her. I think it's it's certainly not wholly creative. And it's not anything truly original, but it works. It's one of those, tried and true testaments to wrestling.
Be a little funner if there was a women's roster. This women's roster has been horrible so far.
Yeah, because I like the fact that they brought up standings and with the ranking system and how Allie's number 4 right now, and she's working her way up. When her and Tony Schiavone were speaking on the ramp, Tony even said, you can look at our AEW roster.
Stop looking at his diamond earring. he already won a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he's bejeweled.
Or a Battle Royal. Yeah, he's bejeweled. What is this? He's got one of those on his cock. Tony Schiavone has a cock diamond.
Oh, absolutely. Prince Albert's in the can, Next up, we get Jericho making his entrance. Comes out demanding thank yous from the crowd and every single member of the roster, even the back office and the front office. And this is when we see Cody coming out, so we think, but actually it's MJF. Great tease there.
By the way, real quick, just to put it on the record, I gave the Nyla Rose, Danny Jordan a 5 out of 10 in the Kong attacks alley. I gave that a 7 out of 10. I kind of gave that a high score there. Probably higher than you'd think, but I don't know.
No, I agree with the attacks rating. I would go lower for Nyla, especially with the Kong thing happening right afterwards. That even brought it down more afterwards.
I gave the Nyla thing a 5 out of 10 because I don't know. It's just a stupid little thing. It's like I would have done that too. I mean, you got to get Nyla out there to do something if you ever want to do anything with her. So she's got to kill somebody. So I agree with it. I just don't fucking. She's already kind of ruined for me, to be honest. I think
that's the problem because you have essentially a better version of this person out there. It's like having you have the Undertaker and then you have the Mortician come out 20 minutes later. Well, you want the Undertaker, not the Mortician, and that's with Nyla Rose and Kong. It's just Kong's the better version of Nyla Rose. So.
I agree. No, yeah, I agree. I mean, Nyla Rose to me is a 3 out of 10 wrestler.
Yeah, that's the problem too. What she's doing is a lot of botches. It's not interesting.
I'd give Kong. I'm not even a giant Kong fan, but I mean, I'd give Kong based on her presence and her whatever the fuck else. I'd give her a 7 out of 10. I'd give Nyla Rose a 3.
Yeah,
I like Kong,
and that'll be misconstrued, I'm sure, in this day and age. But she just hasn't done anything worthwhile.
I don't care, man. I don't care if Kong fucking grows a dick. I don't care if Kong goes and becomes a guy and puts a dick on her. I'll still like her.
Well, we want her to not be a guy because we want the women's roster to keep going. That's the thing. True. They don't have enough women at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's the thing.
I don't care who is what.
It wasn't overly interesting, and then you get something that's so much more, or someone that's more intimidating and commands your presence more. And it just feels flat-footed and pointless.
Speaking of pointless, that's my life. Now, just let me play some of these donations, see what you guys are saying. Oh, no, here we go. What if the turkeys... I've seen turkeys all around. They've been attacking people. What if they filleted us? What if they... The Soundwave 92! And ate our children. What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us? If they had to hate us? The Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us. I'm ready! I'm fucking ready! First they'd eat our nuts, and then they'd eat our butts. The turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they ate our anus? What if they ate our fucking nuts? What if the turkeys ate us instead of mashed potatoes? Instead the turkeys ate us.
What a fucking show tonight.
Woo!
That Latantrum was hilarious at the end. But I fucking loved the segment with MJF and Jericho. These two are just fantastic. And Lukesaurus has returned and we get to see Wardlow's debut. I thought this was a solid 8 for me.
It was a solid 8 for the Soundwave 92. Holy shit balls. Let me get Soundwave on here because that is a bomb right there. Soundwave 92 with the $29 Turkeys Ate Us donation bomb. Thank you, Soundwave. I really, really appreciate that, brother. That is the top donation. He could be taking home that JCS Digital Championship for November 13th, 2019. And you want to take it home? Somebody's going to have to beat that motherfucker.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly?
Bubbly.
Stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Holy fuck. What a fucking show tonight. You was a solid 9/10 tonight.
Whoa!
If it wasn't for the women's match, this show would have been damn near perfect. This show was better than Full Gear lol. MJF is fucking awesome. Wardlow fuck the world.
Wardlow, what's up, Wardlow? Mike Amilto, thank you, man. I don't know. I can't go that high with you. I just can't go that high. I love that you loved it that much, for sure. I can't go that high, but I did like the show tonight.
Super chat.
Shout out to Soundwave 92 Turkey.
Turkey, baby. Where's that donation? Who the hell was that? Why didn't that pop up? Who was that? Mike Hamilton with the $3, the Packet Man with the $1, and $2 from Mike Hamilton. Thank you for shouting out Soundwave, man.
Shit bum.
This comment is intended for children. Hey kids, Santu is not real. Hey kids, there are pedos on YouTube that wants you to go into their van. Hey kids, AU is not for you, so go watch Gay Paul. Hey kids, I am a reptilian shapeshifter with a flaccid penis.
Oh my God, Pussy Lips McGee. That is horrible, Pussy Lips McGee. But Pussy Lips McGee, thank you for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. That's some crazy shit. If you guys want to donate, the link is down below in the description box. Twitch alerts, Streamlabs, all that stuff. You guys help keep the show going as always. Yeah, so let's go. I wouldn't say that because I thought that Cody and Jericho, but especially Dean or John Moxley and Kenny Omega, their match was so crazy. Like, there was no matches that were that crazy tonight on this show. This show was missing a good match, really. I mean, it had some okay stuff, but that was one of the problems. So can't go that high. Oh, with you. Where the hell were we? We were at Nyla Rose.
Right there. Jericho's out.
Oh, yeah, Kong. MJF and Jericho's promo. Speaking of Wardlow, yes, Wardlow showed up tonight. Wardlow, where are you?
This is Wardlow
Yeah!
from AEW, and you're watching the Joe Cronin Show.
Yeah, Wardlow. He looked like a butler on roids. I really enjoyed
MJF
him.
and Jericho are fucking diabolically funny together.
Yeah.
Such charisma. I enjoyed it.
That was
a few people
hilarious.
felt like it was a little bit extra. I really thought it was entertaining. That neither one wants to be the one to say I want you, and that's the whole premise of them going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it made me smile, made me laugh the whole time. Broke through my shitty cold and made me enjoy the night even more. So
That was hilarious.
Are you saying you want me in the inner circle? Are you saying you want to join the inner circle? It was classic from those two. Everything that MJF said as well, he was justified in, at least from his point of view. So it works for a heel. We got a solid explanation. And he said Cody wasn't getting out of, that submission. He was gonna be done for. He was gonna lose his wrestling career because of pride, and he was selfish. He didn't care about anybody but himself in that moment, and he wanted to keep me down. And I could see it looking that way to MJF, justifiably so. Instead of giving him a chance to go for the title, it's got to be Cody. Instead of giving MJF, something to work towards, it was Cody's big match. It was
did
Cody's
the classic Joe Cronin Show former co-host turn.
Pretty much. That was, spot on there. So saying that Cody only cares about himself and I'm the only one that knows the real Cody. So I loved that he actually explained himself. We didn't get the I don't need to give you an explanation. That always makes me beyond furious. And at least they had a solid explanation. It wasn't pulled out of left field and total bullshit either. So
right,
made a great deal of sense. And then they did the back and forth, Mount Rushmore jokes, and MJF saying, do you want me in? And, well, do you want to join? And then finally, the Juventud Guerrero joke, who the hell is that? Google him. That was funny. And that's when Cody comes out. People are trying to stop him on the ramp, saying that, you're not cleared. You can't do this. Little bit of a slip. Cody, goes for, a slam and ends up missing Jericho. And they repeat the move, and then that's when Wardlow comes out and beats the holy hell out of Cody, drapes Cody over the top rope and strangling him.
They hung him like he'd been from Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, shades of what we saw from this past, Full Gear match with Moxley as well, with the chain. So, fun spot altogether to watch. The thing is, right now, everyone in the Elite, or everyone not in the Inner Circle, is absolutely ravished. They are destroyed. I think that they're at like 1/5 operating capacity at this point in time. Cody's destroyed and beaten up. Omega can't compete. One of the Young Bucks has an injured leg, as they're saying. In storyline kayfabe.
The Balding Bucks.
Yeah. Goldust is with a cast on his arm,
mangled.
Totally destroyed. So it's the whole thing is that they're not looking great right now. They're pretty damn beat up, and I think that's the perfect way it should be. You want the heels to keep getting over on the faces, so that when we finally do get to that massive Elite versus Inner Circle mayhem of a match, it's going to be something special.
Do you think that and taking a break from these, like we're halfway through the show or more, reviewing them, I'm trying to give people my scores, because sometimes people have been recently asking me more than ever, like critically, of course, like, why are you giving this score and that score? Like, what do you ever give things? So I'm sort of trying to explain my reasoning before I give the major score tonight. But skipping ahead real quick just for a second, do you think that Scorpio Sky pinning Jericho tonight in this roll-up, you think it's going to lead to some kind of one-on-one match with Jericho next week? Because that's what it feels like it sets up for me. Like, Scorpio Sky just pinned the world champion.
Yeah, it really feels like that's what's going to happen. And then in the match, they're obviously going to beat the hell out of Sky. Right. They're going to punish him because that's Jericho's first loss, no?
Yes.
As well. So
he's in a tag teim, but yeah, he got pinned. It's his first time being pinned in AEW.
Yeah, so that's a
crazy.
Huge moment for him, and I really feel like that's where they're going to go with it. So,
wow.
Yeah, it'll lead to a match and probably a beatdown, and they can feud with them some more. And I don't think it'll be long lasting though, because they're obviously going to want to keep the tag titles in contention.
No, but I think it'd be a nice little seed for like somewhere down the road, because I like Scorpio Sky. Yeah, I think he'd be really cool.
And Scorpio Sky wasn't supposed to be the one to compete with SCU for the tag titles anyways.
You're right.
So
like they may do a thing where now he's injured.
Yeah, that might happen, or they, if they do drop the belts, then he can go on to more of a singles thing, and they'll keep the other two together. So
I am shocked. I mean, I am pretty shocked that that this didn't end in some kind of fuckery. They allowed the champions to roll up the champion.
That's what made
to
it so
retain their
shocking.
championship. Yeah, instead of like you would have thought Wardlow would have shown up again and clotheslined Scorpio Sky behind the referee's back, and then they would have covered Scorpio Sky, or it would have been a DQ or something. But yeah, it was shocking. It was shocking. But I like it because Jericho doesn't really get hurt by it at all. And all they did was put over the tag team champions a little more, and they needed that a little bit because people were kind of groaning still a little bit about Lucha Brothers and all these other, and so like they sort of needed some more rub, I guess, and they got that with this. So I think I liked it.
And like we said, Sky, it's a huge notch in his belt for him to go ahead and be the first person to pin Jericho. Yet in AEW. And not only did you pin Jericho, who's undefeated, but he's also the world champion. So that's a big thing. I know I'm not the first one to think this. Some people did address it on Twitter saying that, you ever think that they would instate the Freebird rules with Edu? They might, because we could see Daniels and Kazarian be the ones to defend the tag belts, and Scorpio Sky can go ahead and kind of do a singles thing eventually, as we mentioned earlier. So
yeah, it seems like pretty academic. That's where it will go eventually, I think. But so far, they've clearly kept to the two guys who won them are the ones defending them, which is good because you don't want to get too convoluted with three guys in the belts, and you really want to see the two guys carrying the belts, like, and keep it on them. You don't want to get into a situation of devaluing the belts. So this elevated the belts, and yeah, Jericho and MJF segment, man, was a killer, dude. I loved it so much. I really, really loved it. Just the fact that they had this promo and then Wardlow showing up and all this chaos, Cody coming out. I just loved the whole thing. Originally I gave it a 9 almost, and then I changed that because I don't think it was as good as, like, I still don't like it as much as I liked. Like, there's two different things. Like, I'm trying to compare this to the segment where they went up and punched the glass and, like, into Jericho and Cody came after him. Like, that was really good. I thought that was, like, maybe a 9 or an 8.5. So I thought that's what this was. I thought this was very similar. It was a different thing, but I loved this segment, so I gave it an 8.5. Just really liked. There was so much going on. I liked it. It made me happy. It didn't matter if it made 100% sense, but I enjoyed it.
And I like that they weren't clear on MJF joining the Inner Circle. With Wardlow showing up, that's still kind of in the air. It's not definitive yet. We haven't gotten an outright answer. Right. So at least there's more to build towards there as well.
And Wardlow, people think, it's going to be kind of MJF's, like, bodyguard guy. Like, it's the Shawn and Diesel matchup again,
Yeah.
But
so that works well. Yeah, I agree with the score entirely there. I mean, it just makes a great deal of sense. It was a fantastic segment.
Did you see on Twitter somebody tagged me and, like, I forget who it was, like, either, like, one of the wrestling news sites. They were like, oh, he joins the Inner Circle, and then people were like, no, he didn't. Like, we don't really know that. And everybody was writing that, and I wrote down below it, I wrote, are you saying you want him to be in the Inner Circle? And then that started a thread of, are you saying you want them to be saying that he's in the Inner Circle? Like, there's this big thread on Twitter right now with me posting underneath. I think it was PW. It might have been PW Insider or somebody like that. I don't know, but it's really funny. At least it's funny as fuck to me. After that, I guess we were on Pac and Hangman Page was next. This was like one of their.
That was the next up.
This is one of their better showings. This was better, I think, than their match.
I was going to say this is my favorite of the three.
Yeah,
and I only wish that they didn't have the heavy ending. Commercial interruption. But
I didn't like the ending. Threw me off a little bit too because here, what is it? Their fourth match? Is that true? Or fourth or third?
Well, this is supposed to be the rubber because they each have a win. So
right. So this is their third.
And you saw a bit of him playing possum. That lariat hit at one point was so brutal, where they Page landed low and Pac's legs kind of landed on top of him, and that looked great. A lot of heavy hits here. Some non-selling more than I cared for, but still a lot of heavy hits and. Obviously, they got
to start
playing possum was a great point to kind of build up toward the ending, and then when you get back in the ring, you get the Black Arrow and the Brutalizer, and that combo. You see him; he's not releasing the hold. Hangman Page passes out, and it just the referee screaming at him to let go makes him look even more psychotic and brutal. So I liked it thoroughly.
I liked it. I was a little surprised that it ended with a little bit of fuckery, I guess, but they made Pac look crazy and kind of like goblin-like at the end, which I kind of like that.
Yeah, man possessed.
Yeah, just a weird, like, sick dude, and the referee trying to break him off. They kind of, didn't do Hangman any favors, but it was a good match, better than their other ones. I still didn't love it or anything like that, but I thought I gave it a 7 out of 10. I liked it enough to give it that. And there was something else. Oh, yeah, JR, just keeps referencing, these fucking 80s people. Like, he references the same people he referenced in 1998. But back then it made sense because he was referencing stuff from the early 90s to the 80s.
Yeah, it wasn't that far off.
Yeah, even, sometimes the 70s, but it made sense. But he's still referencing those guys now, and I'm like, man, it's like he really, like, instead of referencing, who did he reference? The Blackjack Mulligan or something? I was like, maybe reference Bradshaw or something. You know, maybe
Yeah.
like, you know, maybe they don't want to talk about WWE at all, but I mean, you know, maybe he could have been like, wow, that's the wicked clothesline, would have made Bradshaw proud or something like that. You know, maybe start referencing guys who, because a lot of the audience are people that started watching between 1998 and, you know, 2010 or something. You know, a lot, not, you know what I mean? Like a lot of these guys in their 20s and 30s might have only started watching wrestling in the 2000s.
According to TV ratings and surveys and whatnot, AEW has a much younger audience than expected, and especially than WWE. Not in the sense of like children-wise, but
19, 18.
It's like the 18 to 30s rank highest with AEW.
And I can't tell you how many of our friends who are my age or younger than me, but around my age, they're like, oh, I started watching in 2001, 2004. And I'm like, damn. Like, dude, I started watching in 87. So it's like I was watching wrestling in the 80s. I was watching wrestling in all of the 90s, from the 1990 through all of the 90s, and then into the 2000s and beyond. But a lot of these people, even the wrestlers themselves, even people like Sasha and Kevin Owens and people like that, even Kevin Owens didn't start until WrestleMania 11. But it's like, so there's a lot of wrestlers who started a lot later than even that, though. Like Sasha Banks, you know, her favorite wrestler is Eddie Guerrero. She was more active watching wrestling from 1998 to 2006, like in that time, than anything. So it's like these people know those people the most. Those would be the best people to reference. You could get away with, you could mention like maybe Macho Man and maybe like stuff like that. But, you know, going back to really old.
Yeah, the more obscure references.
Maybe like Bradshaw, people would be like, oh yeah. Like a lot of the listeners out there, everybody knows Bradshaw, and a lot of these people started watching then. So I don't know, just something I thought of when JR was talking, and maybe they don't want to reference WWE, but his references,
even then they may not know it.
They're really dated. Like the references are really dated. I don't blame JR. That's what he knows. That's what he used to say in 1998. Though he would say Bradshaw reminded him. Bradshaw reminds me of a Blackjack Mulligan, you know, and of course they formed the new Blackjacks, but you know what I mean? The bottom line is he maybe referenced people from the early 2000s as opposed to dialing back to the 80s, because it's a lot of people don't know what the fuck he's talking about, which is funny because he doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Tope suicida, like he doesn't know what that is, we found out last week. You know, he's like, oh, and I don't blame him either, because I say suicide dive. I ain't saying that. I'm fucking saying suicide dive. I don't know where that came from or why they started saying it. I know it's Spanish. I get it. I say some stuff in Spanish too. Like, but you know, it's just like for JR to say that is weird to me. Like when he says it, I'm like, that's weird. Just say suicide dive. I'm not used to that. So even he's not speaking their language. Some of these fucking moves, he's like, what did you just call like a? What did you just call a sunset flip? Like what? You know what are we calling this now? Like what the fuck are these names? Like, I forget what someone did the other day, but he was like, well, back when I was calling wrestling, we called it this. Well, you are calling wrestling. It was just weird. You know, I would almost sat down with him and been like, yeah, we're not calling it that. You know, I like we're gonna pick what we call it because we're confusing the fucking audience.
Yeah, we're getting everybody messed up here.
Like even
especially when you change names constantly.
Even if I was there, I would say, listen, Excalibur, and I'm talking about if we were starting on TV like this week, I would say, listen, Excalibur, I do not call it. I call it suicide dive. So we're calling it fucking suicide dive because we're not going to call it two different things, and I'm not going to call it the thing you're calling it and sounding awkward. So we're calling it what I'm calling it. And then you can name, you want to call this other thing something, we'll call it that. You know, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it this, you want to call it that, we're calling it this. You know, we're not calling the Death Valley Driver the FU or the attitude adjustment. We're calling it the Death Valley Driver. So like there's all these little things that you need to sit down and communicate because when you do it on the air, it definitely stands out weird.
Yeah, and you can tell when there's that bit of tension.
Yeah, like they're like, what are you calling it? Robo Noets.
AEW is fun to watch.
You're damn right it is, Robo Noets. It has been fun to watch. That's the one thing about tonight, man, for sure. Whether you thought it was a 5 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, I think that most of us can agree that at least it didn't seem like It didn't feel like I was sleeping at all. It felt like I was interested in what was going to happen next, at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
NXT had a hell of an opener, by the way, too. I saw that. I thought they had Leo Rush put on a pretty...
Against Angel Garza, right?
Pretty big match. He won by, like, using the ropes with his feet, cheated, but it was a fun opening match in NXT, and again, it was one of the best things.
Some people were saying it was takeover worthy. I didn't see it yet, but
yeah, no, I was watching. That was the one thing I saw on my split screen, and probably the best match of the night on anywhere. I don't know. Super chat.
Fuck Drew, marry Leah, kill Tommy. Bag slob fuck.
Fuck Drew, marry Leah, kill Tom. Yeah, that's about what he said. I forget who he picked. I forget who Drew picked.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Bubbly.
Bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Breaking news, Kodak Black sentenced to 3 years in prison for weapons charges.
I saw that. Finally, Kodak Black is going to prison. It's about time he got 5,000 chances. Dwayne the Cock Johnson, thanks for the $3. And I won't give away any more NXT. I just watched that opening match on NXT. It was really good. Sorry if I spoiled it for anybody. I didn't mean to do that. Where are we? Oh, let me play a couple more. We need to get through.
Yeah, we got to catch up a little bit here.
What did the ketchup packet say to the other ketchup
Every
packet?
time I say that, we got to catch up.
Omar.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling.
Why is this not working?
And my balls have turned blue. No.
What is going on with these playbacks? I have no idea what's going on with these. Let me try to fix this. I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is with the donation box tonight. Let me try to put a new one up. Let me try to put a new one up. Kodak Black going to jail. Oh my God! Finally. Man, they gave that guy so many chances to stop, and they finally put him in jail. Like, even when he was supposed to go to jail last time, they were like, "All right, just don't do it again," and he got out of it. Not this time though. Jesus. There it is. There it is.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
The show had ups and lows. The Jericho and MJF promo was the highlight of the night. Kinda pissed that Jericho's first pin was by an SCU dummy and Jericho looked like a paranoid white racist grandma in Walmart after he lost.
Yeah, he did. Jericho looked like an old racist lady. That's true. He did kind of look like an old racist lady. Omar, thank you, Omar, for the $9, man. Good to hear from you, man. He just looked like he could not swing that chair. I don't know what was wrong with him. Let me see if... Yeah, there's still a problem, man. There's still something wrong. I don't get it.
I don't know if it's happening on the stream or not, but for me, it's like super slow motion.
Really?
Yeah, 9.
Wow, that's so weird. It's got,
and then it cuts out and it comes back and I check it on the stream, it sounds good, so I don't know why it's doing it on Skype, but
this is weird.
I asked everybody, I'm like, is it slow motion to anybody else or just me?
No, this is weird.
Figure it.
Oh!
Oh my God, that in slow-mo is horrifying.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Turnbuckle cam on Sammy's junk almost made me puke.
Ugh.
MJF and Jericho promo was great. The rest of the show seemed quick and kind of average. Didn't hate it but didn't love it. 6 out of 10. Would have given it a 7 but Sammy's junk was in my face.
Luckily, DC Derek, luckily I did not see that. I did not see that part, thank God. I did not see Sammy Guevara's balls. Funny. Well, wasn't he wearing yellow tonight? Because like light yellow trunks or whatever, they really show black shows well, so on the other side, shadows would show well. So that could explain why you saw so much cock outline, if that's what you're talking about, because that would definitely do it. King Smurth dropped a super chat. I don't know if it's going to play, but he said the commercials ruined the show, Santana and Ortiz. That's King Smurf said that. The commercials were there, but
there was a few times they were pretty
shit bomb.
Damn awful tonight.
Awesome Kong is better at being a dominating, intimidating man than Nyla Rose. Fucking pathetic.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Hashtag fact that.
Greg the Banana with a $5 shit bum donation. Greg, thanks, man.
Banana
I've got no control of these tonight. They're just out of control, man. There's something wrong.
I can think of two moments right at the top of my head. And like I said before, the match with Pac and Page, they had a terrible commercial break. And then when the fight broke out afterwards, it was a picture-in-picture, fight for a good portion of it. And you're missing out on so much of the backstage brawl. I know it comes down to timing, but...
Turkeys save us, love you guys, and sound wave hard hashtag OES.
Triple M, thank you. Save us. The turkeys are coming. Literally, there's news reports on turkeys.
One-eyed suckers.
The Packer Man.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
AU thinks highly of Scorpio Sky if they're giving him the clean pin over Jericho.
AW
Certainly
thinks,
that way.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's what it feels like, man. And I like Scorpio Sky, and
seems like they're building up towards something big, hopefully.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think they would have their champion get pinned when no one else has beat him, and he's been in many non-title matches so far, too. So.
Well, and plus the whole thing with the shoe, the crowd was loving him a few weeks ago. Like, Jeffrey, thanks for subbing to the channel. Plus, AEW was like, oh my God, we have none of those black guys we told everybody we were going to have. We better push somebody. You know what I mean? Like, cause like what and by the way, this is not something new. I've heard from a lot of fans that they're angry that the AEW hasn't hired more black people. Like seriously. Like, I'm not saying I think they need to do anything like that. I'm just hearing from some people in the wrestling community that are saying like, this is bullshit, you lied and all this stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm seeing that places. So they probably are like, we gotta, anybody who like rises to the top, like we gotta push them. Scorpio Sky is so good though, man. I would like to see him, like you said, I think maybe like test it out, like Jericho wins, maybe, but because he got this pin tonight and he's still a tag team champion, and then see how things go from there with him. I don't know what they'll do going forward, but again, like singles guy, like he could be in there. And they need somebody else maybe in the shuffle. And they need to be careful, too, not to get into these whole, like million fucking groups of people thing.
Yeah, where everyone's a faction.
Yeah.
That's kind of an issue at this point, slightly, because they have a lot of tag teams.
Right.
And a lot of people working as a unit, a lot of factions, not many solo players.
Imagine if they hired ACH and his gimmick was that everything's racist.
For the culture.
He was like, Black Post! Why are all the posts black?
The mat's black.
So they can hold up the ring, and the mat in the ring is white. So that's what it is. The posts are doing all the work for the white mat that just lays there looking pretty. All these black posts. Make these posts white or I ain't wrestling in this ring, motherfucker!
These ropes are black.
I'm sorry.
Saying you want to hang me?
Yeah, we'll get... No, that's brown, you fuck. No, but dude, I had to take down. I literally took down my Jordan fucking Miles video earlier because people were just like, all right, so here's why. People were asking me why I took down the video. Here's why. Some people were like, oh, you're scared, Joe. No, most people liked my response in the video. Almost all the listeners did. This is not one of those situations where he's speaking up for culture. He's being a psycho. Like
it's all for attention.
It's all for attention, you fucking idiots. Like if Dave Chappelle comes out tomorrow and called him out, then it would be okay. The same thing happened with Jussie Smollett. Yes, there's a lot of racism. Yes, there's a lot of bad stuff. Yes, I agree. Let's always usually fight this stuff. But no, Jussie Smollett is clearly lying. And then everybody's like, and then some people, little groups of people, were like, "You're a racist if you don't believe him." Like, but guess what? He did lie, you fucking idiots.
And then when he came out and admitted that he lied, those defenders were still saying like, "Oh, but they made him lie." And then, like he was still in a bad position, so he had to lie.
It wasn't until Dave Chappelle shit on him that people were like, "Oh, like I never said I like it's just retarded." No, this guy is out of his mind. Has WWE been racist, like been done racist things? Yes. Has WWE like been not fair to African American competitors?
Absolutely.
It seems like it, yes. I would think so. Like, ooh, like everybody coming out there
right
dancing.
After Kofi was your champion for 7 months, and you approved the shirt.
You approved the shirt. You approved your name. You came up with your name. Your slave name that you came up with.
That's the key.
By the way, nobody should be happy with this guy. Slaves were whipped, beaten, tortured, and owned. You are not a slave. You are getting paid a paycheck.
A plank to walk on. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. He chose a gimmick, Smile for Miles. It was supposed to be a mouth smiling in the shirt. He approved the design. Then he goes back on his word. He never showed his response either. He only showed what the WWE management said to him. And even that was like, oh, if you have any problems, let us know. Ugh. And then he told them after the fact, a month later, he didn't like the shirt, so they took it down. It never went for sale.
Then he attacked fucking...
Then they changed it. They came up with a new design. And it was kind of like that Looney Tunes look. And that's when he's decided to do all this.
Because he's a Looney Tune. That's why they made it look like a Looney Tune. I just got that.
They knew.
Oh my god, that's so fucked up. No, but seriously, like, dude, you talk shit about Jay Lethal, go fuck yourself. So here's the other thing.
And apparently he has he's being fired from WWE from what was said on Twitter earlier.
Right.
Adam Ant had said, and a few others had also mentioned this. So I take it with a grain of salt. My fucking famous line, but it seems like it's legitimate, and that is what's going down. But he'll have a 365-day no-compete clause, just like Pac did. There will be no compensation, and his papers went out in the mail today, is what was said to us. So,
well, Tommy
that's not verified, just, but it seems like that's what's...
Our friend Tommy and C2010 had something to say about...
He did indeed.
Yes, listen to this.
And they're going out for some hangings.
Oh,
Tommy.
And they're going out for some hangings.
Oh, that's terrible, Tommy. You
when
racist.
I said the rope line, that's what I was hoping.
Racist North Carolina.
And they're going out for some hangings.
That's ridiculous. That's disgusting. Oh, here he is. Wait a minute. Piece of shit, white people. Slob 75.
I'm making sexy transvestite from
Sexual Transylvania.
Sexy transvestite from Sexual Transylvania.
Oh!
Tessa Blanchard is needed to save the women division in AEW. Nyla Rose, you tranny crappy non-talented shit, you better reverse time and re-sign again. Maybe you can be something somewhere.
Maybe you can be something somewhere. Cunt Angle with that horrific donation. My God, Cunt Angle, that is so horrible.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
As an African American, thank you. Couldn't have said all that better myself.
1001 of clips. What's up? Thank you for the $3, my friend. Yeah, and dude, I mean, come on, dude. Then there was people calling me a racist because I don't like the guy. Are you joking? Like, I'm going to... One guy said I was in the KKK. Do you think a guy in the KKK walks around with a Tupac shirt? Likes Tupac, likes Dave Chappelle, likes all this other stuff, you're a fucking idiot. And that's part of why I took the video down, but I also took the video down because then you had people being racist to each other. I didn't like that.
Party.
Donated as Inner Circle Jerk and didn't see it.
Chris Diaz, what's up, Diaz? I will get that going for you in a minute, man. I will figure out why that didn't play. There's been something wrong with these things. I'll get it to play, though. You'll come up. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, for me to say, like, there was, like, weird shit in the chat, I was like, and it wasn't from you guys, because most of the comments I saw that were bad were, like, from outside the community, people I've never seen before, and I was like, and they were, like, going at each other, like, there was just, like, hate going on. I was like, all right, fuck this topic. I'm taking this video down. So that's why I took down the Jordan Miles video. It was mostly about the chat and what they were saying to each other. Mostly, it was people I didn't recognize, but for me to take it down for that reason, you know it was bad. Because, like, I don't give a shit, man. I say go at each other. You want to have a good time and fight each other, go for it. But I don't want, like, black people being called certain things in the chat like that, and then I don't want white people being attacked in the chat from black groups of this, and, like, it was just weird. I was like, what is going on? See, this is stupid. This fucking guy is an idiot. Like, there's actual shit that goes on, and this is another guy who's using it to try to get himself over. He's using actual racism that happens and actual stuff that does happen, and he's using it for himself, and I don't like it. It's not fucking like that. This guy's a fucking asshole. Like, if you can't see that, you got to be crazy. The guy's whacked out of his mind at this point, or he's using things, or I don't know what he's doing. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you, but I took it down mostly because of the fucking people that were attacking each other.
Super chat.
Man, Bear Pig is all
Why
elite.
the fuck is that playing? Like, what is going on right now? This thing is fucked up, dude. Casey is raw. What's up, Casey is raw? Casey is raw. I'll try to fix that afterwards. Man, Bear Pig is all elite. What the fuck? Imagine if Man, Bear Pig showed up in AEW. But yeah, it's like, I'm all for everybody making fun of everybody, but, like, it was like some fucked up stuff, and I was like, you know what? I don't have the time to sit here and moderate the comments, so I was like, fuck this video. I'm never talking about the guy again. I'm never bringing it up again, because I was also told I was a scumbag, white cracker faggot who should never talk about black people ever. So what am I supposed to do? So, like, I was told that by multiple people, so that I don't understand the issues and all these things. So I just said, you know what, bro? I was like, I'm just never talking about this guy again. So fuck it. I'll never talk about him again. You got your wish. I'm not qualified to talk about it, I guess. So I won't do it. So fuck it. Don't bring him up again. Don't ask me about him. I hope he fucking gets in a car wreck. Hold on one second. Oh man, that's hilarious. But yeah, so back to the donations. We'll come back to those in a second. If you guys want to donate, go ahead. I think I got them working again just fine. So they should be working again just fine. Take a look and give it a try. The top donator right now is Soundwave92. Thanks to Casey is Raw, who came in. So, Jake, anything else about the show here? What do we get to? We're on the tag match right at the end.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say before too is I forgot, but Trailbound brought up a good point. He's like, they're really listening to Joe on this one. Again, they stated for the main event that if they ran out of time on TV, they would go to YouTube live.
Oh,
so that's a great thing that they're listening.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's a great idea. You're not missing the action. I mean, they also have it on the BR app and stuff, but still, just that little bit makes a big difference. So,
I'm sorry, Tommy. Tommy, call back in a minute, man. Tommy, we'll get you back. I'm sorry, bro. Tommy NC, my bad. See you on Friday night, Tommy.
So the brawl spilled into the parking lot, and I was like, finally, because Cody's damn near passing out from being choked to death by Wardlow. And this is one of the things that usually bothers me at times. It's like, you've got all these friends. Where the frig are they?
Right.
But it made sense because they're battling in the parking lot. Okay, that works. Again, like every time I seem to have some glaring issue with something, they bring attention to it. You know, they get rid of that invisible force field, you know, barrier that's there. You know, they have people defending other people. Like, at least it makes sense. And then other teams get involved just because their faces are heels. And, you know, it's what goes along with their character. So, as we saw tonight with the Private Party coming out. So, the brawl spills, you know, they're ringside. Everybody's going nuts. Santana, you know, beats Matt with that sock full of baseballs, which is a great weapon. And they're attacking Nick's injured leg with it. And then they put Nick through the stage again. And as safe as it looked, it sounded brutal. I don't know if it was just because it was the way it was built that it echoed more, but it sounded like a hell of a hit. Quite the big impact there. And then Cutler comes out and was like, all right, break it up. And Santana and Ortiz are like, all right, we're done. We're done. And they start to walk away. And you know they're not done, but just, we lied. I started dying. It was great. It was so dumb that it was so dumb it was funny. It was so stupid that it was over. That's the thing. Like, we lied. I want that clip. I want the clip of them saying that. So Private Party eventually comes out and everybody starts to clear things out, and they get Matt out from the stage somewhat with the referees. And now we find out that Santana and Ortiz are going to take on Private Party next week. And then they did announce that it was in honor of Matt Travis, who died over the weekend from a hit and run. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. He was riding his bike in Harlem and he was hit by a dump truck, of all things.
What the fuck, dude? I didn't know how he died. Bastard. I did not know how he died. That's fucking horrific.
He was 25 years old. Like, just what a severe loss of life over something so avoidable and accidental.
That's
just
terrible.
Feel terrible, and a lot of people have reached out to, you know, obviously the Combat Zone and HOG and stuff. So
yeah, I called one of his matches once, and that's it. But he was just crazy, man. That's just awful. Like, it's fucking crazy. And there's nothing else you can. It's like when Anton Yelchin died. Like, you're so young, you don't even like this guy. This is even weirder. Like, I don't even believe it doesn't even seem real. Like, because like I've seen really this guy. But yeah, just awful, man. Sorry to his family and everybody that knew him, and I knew a lot of people that knew him, so they're dealing with it way worse than me. I barely knew him at all, but people that did know him, I know a lot of people that knew him, so it just sucks.
Yeah, fucking terrible thing. So they're doing it in honor of him next week with this tag match, which is great. And
no, it'd be great if the fucking dump truck didn't hit him. That'd been great.
Well, yeah, no kidding. That would have really, you know,
fucking Oscar the Grouch piece of shit.
Terrible. So, and I actually didn't hear about that till Monday night. Ugh. So I would have brought it up on the Raw review, but I heard about it afterwards.
Yeah.
So at least we're getting something from AEW for them. The brawl was cool. I liked everything that happened with it, and it really makes you want to tune into next week. You know, we got Darby Allin and Jon Moxley next week, and then we have the fallout from Scorpio Sky winning the main event, and we also get to see, you know, is Cutler going to play a part in this match with Santana and Ortiz as well. You know, a lot to go through there. The only thing I wish they didn't do, and I know it's not a fault entirely of their own, but they could have better managed their time here, because it was so hard to see most of the brawl until they kind of got back from backstage.
Yeah.
With it being
when they pulled the door open and Orange Cassidy was just in the bathroom, that was fucking hilarious. Like, that
was funny too.
Funny.
That's how you properly utilize Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
have him be in the shitter.
No, seriously, AEW. I did not like Orange Cassidy before AEW. In AEW has used him perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, I believe that, because he's done nothing that's ridiculous that mocks the business wrestling-wise for the most part. It is a little silly.
No, it is silly, but he hasn't done anything that's been, like, you know, really insulting. He gets his ass kicked time and time again.
Right.
He's played possum a few times to his advantage in one match, you know, and was able to get some good maneuvers in with his hands in his pockets. But
what a maneuver!
Too excessive, so... And then we got the SCU Chris Jericho Sammy Guevara tag match. It was a good match, but I felt like it never really got to that level. It was just too short with the time.
Yeah,
unfortunately. There was a lot going on. You know, you got Jericho going for the line salt, and Sky gets his knees up, and he gets the code breaker, and you're like, oh, good near fall, and then quickly just rolls him up with the, inside cradle, gets the win. You're like, damn, that was, how much time? But then Jericho has a great tantrum at the end, all pissed off, embarrassed, and angry, freaking out, can't even throw the chair, and just everything about it was perfect. I just wish they went longer or had more time saved for that main event, because we know those teams, Jericho and SCU especially, could have put on something much more special.
Yeah,
but it still wasn't a disappointment by any means. I just wish we got more.
Yeah, it was like there was so much going on tonight. Stuff got, chopped a little bit short. A couple things, like you said, if they got rid of one thing, they could have given everything a little bit more, maybe. So maybe in the future. But at the same time, again, I never felt like I'm bored. When is this over? It felt like I watched an hour-long show or something, not a 2-hour show.
Yeah, everything commanded your attention. It made you focus on what was going on. Nothing felt long-winded. If there was something that you didn't care for, it was pretty much quick and over with anyways. And most part, it was shorter matches, more angles, many more segments, and lots of promos. And I feel like they balanced things out almost perfectly. Almost. They needed like that one really, really high, scoring match. And it would have been, damn near close to perfect show.
Yeah, it was I thought it was really good tonight. I don't think it was. I'd probably give tonight a 7 out of 10. I liked tonight's show. Very good.
I was going to give it a 7.5 myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
I really like the MJF and Jericho promo. Hangman Page and Pac. I feel like this was, some of their better wrestling moments in that match. Mm-hmm. The main event had some fun spots.
If there was one match,
return.
If there was like an epic match, if there had been like one really, really, really good match that was like, wow, that 15-minute match was, or 20-minute match or whatever, like was just came out and killed it. Like this would have been like, wow, like what a show tonight.
Yeah, this really would have been like an 8.5 night. I like that Darby Allin, is continuing to, find success and rise, his stock up within the company. And Moxley's quick win and promo works great to continue the mind games. So perfect. Ooh, baby. I didn't see any of NXT. I saw what some people said, but
oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking at a picture of my mom.
That's right.
Yeah, no, no, it's fucked up.
I have that picture too.
Yeah. I don't know. Tommy NC sending me all these messages, so now I'm just I'm texting him back. Tommy, what has become of you?
I just don't want you to give me any shit.
Anybody else in here with a chin like me?
I don't want you to call me sloppy.
What's up, Tommy? How you doing, man? Tommy. Well, you did tweet me. You did send me. You did tell me that. You thought there was only one referee. Tommy's mad because I tweeted out. He fucking texted me earlier. He goes, Joe, in AEW, is there just like one female referee for the whole thing? Or are there any male referees in AEW? And I was like, haven't you been watching the show? Like for the last like 8 weeks? You didn't... Are you telling me
he has face blindness. Come on now.
Are you telling me you haven't seen a male referee? And he's like, I guess I just missed it. What? So I tweeted that out because it was just so fucking hilarious. And he's messaging me on Facebook about it right now. Oh my god! Oh my god! A Kenny Omega bomb! No, it's when you replay a super chat, it defaults to the Kenny Omega bomb donation, so it's not a bomb. It's $2, but it's Casey is Raw, $200. Oh my God, Casey is Raw, I want it jammed in my bunghole. Oh, ting your bunghole. Got his money's worth on that one. Casey is raw, 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 raw. Sorry, Casey is raw. Thank you for the $2, man. There's so many problems tonight with the fucking donations. Everything's wrong, man.
I clicked on Skype and it just wouldn't launch. Like I said, then it restarted my computer and it was a whole, just
that
waiting to
fucking
join the show. And
that fucking shot at Kenny Omega being like, try sticking in his ass. Oh my god, man.
What else we got? Oh,
Bubbly.
a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Mike Hamilton.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I'm not racist. I own a pair of black shoes. Tommy is an eager cracker faggot slob.
Mike Hamilton, thank you, bro. Really appreciate that. A lot of people joke around with you, Tommy. To be honest, you're kind of funny. You are hilarious. I love you, buddy, though. Call back, man. We'll get you on. What's been up tonight, man? How are you doing? What's been up? You look fancy. Tommy NC. See you, you know what? Call up Friday, Tommy. We'll see you Friday.
I whooped Santa Claus's ass.
Stone Cold with a stunner.
I stunned Santa
Steve Austin, what the
Claus's
fuck?
I stunned Santa Claus's ass. Oh well, yeah.
Boo, 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 boo.
How does it make any sense that Cody is face and Brandy is a heel?
How does it make any sense that Cody is face and Brandy is heel? Yeah, I said this the other day. I was like, my only problem is Cody's this big face, but Brandy's like, I'm this heel. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I said that last week, 2 weeks ago, when she first debuted with it. It was like, well, this is weird because you're like the chief brand officer lady, and Cody's acting like Cody in the back and in the front. So Cody's like character he's always the same kind of. Brandy is like, I'm Brandy Rhodes, the chief brand officer, except for right now. My wine, it's just, so yeah, it is weird. That is something I was a little bit, that's why it's a little bit weird. That's why it doesn't 100% work out right. But Cunt Angle, thank you for the 625. I'm okay. I'm able to accept it, but it's like still weird. I know. I agree. It's bizarre. It's weird.
I think it's they're trying to make it work because they're not coming out together.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some
Bubbly.
Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Cracker faggots are all elite at Cracker Barrel.
Oh.
Lol, but FR Joe, so many people can't handle reality when it comes slapping them in the fucking face. Our generation is FUCKED.
Thank you very much to the Soundwave 92. What up, Soundwave 92? Really appreciate that. And shout out to you.
Yeah, we are fucked for sure. I guess the women's ladder match for
Super chat.
to see who had the advantage of War Games was
Man
nuts
Bear
tonight.
Pig Tommy NC 2010.
Man Bad Pig. Man Bad
I guess
Pig,
the
Tommy
women were
NC.
bleeding and everything hard way.
Where?
So, NXT for the main event.
Oh, wow.
I'm not saying who won, but I guess the women were bleeding hard way and really beating the hell out of each other.
I can't wait to watch NXT.
I join your patron again. You are the best, Joe.
Daniel Gonzalez. Daniel, thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
man. I'm actually going to be shouting you out and everybody in a minute because I do see a lot of new patrons signing up in the Patreon family. Shout out to the Patreon family and my buddies out there. Catch me, my wife, JB, Drew, Jake DeMarco and me will probably be doing more stuff eventually. Me and Dave Rose have Final Frontier news that went up, and we got a bunch more coming. The Epstein podcast.
Epstein. Yeah.
Oh, my God, it's coming. It's going to be a deep dive in Epstein, and it's going to be a fun time. That podcast is coming by the weekend, if not sooner, on Patreon. Look for that. I hope to get it up before Monetize This, maybe tomorrow, actually. So we'll see if we can work that out. It's up to me, really, I think. I think Dave's available, so... A lot of my friends hit me up today. Thank you guys for that. Good to hear from everybody. Durwood, thank you for the sub, man. Pour a drink for Durwood, baby. Pour it up. He's giving me wood. Yeah. Jake DeMarco's ready to fire tonight. Let's see what else we got on the donations. I know there's so many, it's just hard to figure it out.
Gotta let them all cycle in. Roman.
This ain't AEW. This ain't WWE. What are you doing?
I wanna see you naked. You gotta give me that Superman punch in my rectum. Give me that Superman punch in my rectum. I don't care if your whole fist goes up my asshole. Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Superman punch.
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
Joe looks like he's the father that gets high and then eats of his kids' cereal. Jake is the guy that puts hand on the wall, looks up and then sighs loudly upon urination. Tommy is the guy who gets bad heartburn after eating a chili dog in a antacid commercial.
Jesus, they look like, how the hell do you know us so well? This is so crazy. I mean, they look like is always just fucking nailing us, man. Like, he's got us down to a science at this point.
Seems that way.
It's pretty freaking crazy.
Tommy's poor bastard dealing with antacid all the time. That's what you get for having Denny's followed by McDonald's.
Yeah.
Followed by... But people keep buying them food, so...
Look at it fucking freeze right there. Like, what is that?
I thought I froze.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with these. Now this screen ain't coming up.
I want a triple threat match with Bret the Shitman Fart and Goon Tangle. Book it, Joe.
Oh, I can make that happen. Gook the Humpster Broski. Thank you to Gook the Humpster Broski. I do remember the $20 Roman Reigns donation. My name is Roman Reigns, so give me $20. Give me $20. Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Roman Reigns. Like it was, yeah, something like that. I remember that. I remember that one. I'm unable to take phone calls tonight, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take calls at the end of the night. In a minute, when we'll do is, Jake will probably leave the call anyway, and I'll stay on extra, and I'll
this way, if I'm not here, you guys can call in. It's unfortunate that's the way it's working, but
I don't know
I
why.
tested it out earlier because I had Courtney call me, and I was trying to set stuff up, and it just wasn't working either.
Well,
so it's not just on your end.
I can take calls all day if I'm on by myself, but once
because once you're in a Skype call with somebody, the phone number isn't allowing it to connect through unless you hang up on me.
Well, here's the weirder thing. It allows one call. So me and you can talk right now, start a call, we can take a call, and then after that call, you can't have another call, even if you want. It's bizarre. Like, there's no sense.
Because it shows that person's still in the call. The other night when Matt had left, he could still hear our entire conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with Skype, man?
He told me afterwards, he's like, I don't know if I dropped out or what had happened, and he's like, but I can hear you guys talking, but I couldn't talk. And I was like, that is weird.
That is really weird. That is really weird.
I'm like, here we're trying to talk all this shit about him, and he's, he's still
hearing
God.
Well, I'm going to hang out and play some games.
Terrible.
I'm going to hang out and play some games. I'm going to jump on Twitch. I'm going to do all this stuff tonight. But before we do that, well, I think I'm going to do that. I might. Who knows what will happen. But before we do that, Jake, why don't you give me your final thoughts so that way at least we can get Jake to bed tonight early. And then I'll take calls. Then we'll do that.
Yeah. It was a hell of a show. 7.5 for me. I'm thoroughly impressed with how they're trying to develop more characters. That's certainly desperately needed. That's one of the biggest issues with the other companies, problems with their 2-3 brands at this point. They're really firing on all cylinders, and I give them a ton of credit because even though the show wasn't rated as high as some of the other ones have been, I would still watch this over anything else right now. I mean, I can't emphatically state that enough, and I'm not giving them a pass for things because we are critical, but there's just more to enjoy. And I feel like one of the problems with Raw this past week, not even the fact of it being spoiled, but if you went in blind, a lot of the stuff just went on for a very long time. Every angle and segment just dragged on and on. The Lana and Rusev stuff, the Seth stuff, so when you get to this, if there's something you don't care for, within one commercial break, it's over. And that, also could be said of you want more from something. Most of the times my complaint was I wanted more. So if you're wanting more, I feel like they're really at an advantage at that point. At least they're keeping people interested, and I mean, they're at least focusing on the future as well. They're continually building up storylines, and they're not letting things stagnate. So I appreciate that. We're getting new matches at least each week. We're not getting the same thing over and over, thankfully. And there's a lot to at least to look forward to each week, out and out. All in all, like I said, it's still a great show. You definitely want to tune in. I'm curious to watch NXT. I heard that was very good as well tonight. That main event ladder match sounds brutal. Apparently, Morrow said it was nothing but blood and guts and quite a battle. So I'm curious what the hell happened over there. Tomorrow night, we do have Out of Nowhere. We'll talk about Scarlett Bordeaux making her NXT television debut. We'll talk about the first ever possible women's TLC match has been advertised. So we'll discuss that. Some future plans with AEW and more on Survivor Series and changing plans. What's going to happen with Bray Wyatt and his title. So a lot to tune into tomorrow. Don't miss it.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Night, baby. Thursday night. Out of nowhere. If you missed Throwdown switch Tuesdays and Thursdays. Some people still don't know about that. So go back and watch Throwdown. It's on Corrupted Nation YouTube channel. And shit, that's it. I guess, Jake, if you want to get out of here, man, I guess you're good. I'll just wrap up and do my little thing, and then I'm going to shout out some patrons right now, actually.
Sounds great. All right, I will see you tomorrow for Out of Nowhere. I'll hit you up during the day. Everybody else, stay sexy, have a good night, and make sure you get your calls in. Now's your chance to talk.
All right, hit up Jake at Countdown Ended on Twitter and on YouTube, Countdown Ended. And we'll see you tomorrow, baby.
See you then. Stay sexy.
Stay sexy. Anybody wants to call, now's the time to call, and I'll get you on to talk about AEW tonight. Y Society, I want to thank Y Society for going up to the VIP spot on Patreon. Also, Dan Gonzalez in the VIP spot as well. Gamer G is back in the Cronin Club on Patreon. Thank you, Gamer G. I salute you. And John Montgomery's back as well. And I swear there was a couple more I wanted to shout out. All the new $25 producer level patrons, you will have your name put down below starting tomorrow. You should be updated tomorrow, so you're all down there. Kal-El Bama, baby. Kal-El Bama. He is an OG motherfucker of this goddamn show, and he is now a $25 producer. Thank you to Kal-El Bama very much. Going up. Also, Lydia Taylor, Prayesh Muhamdar, and Gelfman is back. Kevin Fox, and I think I got everyone. Salman Rahani, Joe Latimer, Russell Ott, Timmy Joseph, and CJ Bradley is back at the producer level as well. That's everybody. Unknown caller on the phone. Hello.
Hey, Joe, what's up? AEW is pretty good, actually, but I had a question. I know you don't want to talk about Jordan Miles, but I had a question about him.
Yeah, sure.
I think the reason he lost his mind is because he had to fuck that fat bitch Tarr.
Oh, no, Drew's wife? Oh, God damn it! You son of a bitch! Oh, my God. Thank you for the call, man. He banged a snow bunny. Unbelievable. Just absolutely ridiculous. You son of a bitch. How am I going to explain that to Drew? He always asks me, why do you got to let that guy on? I didn't even know it was him. Son of a bitch. What a bastard he is. It's really not cool, man. It's really fucking not cool. God damn it.
You piece of shit.
That's really... Does everybody realize that's really Prayesh Muhamdar? That's really Prayesh. You piece of shit. By the way, he is like his music in like a giant Bollywood film over there. Or like whatever. He's got like his music in Bollywood over in India. Prayesh Muhamdar. So congratulations to the Prayesh. Now he sent me the picture of the movie, but like I don't know what it says. So you'd have to tell me. But it probably don't understand the language and what it means. So, but pretty big deal, man. Let's hear Prayesh again. Love to hear from Prayesh again. Go ahead, Prayesh.
You piece of shit.
You piece of shit. Fucking love him, man. I love that accent, man. The India accent is hilarious to me. I love it. You piece of shit. But what are you doing? What the fuck? I don't know. I just love that shit. I'm down with it. I'm down with this guy, too.
Purple penis.
You guys remember when that guy called that said, like, WWE was, like, evil and all this stuff? This guy called up. He was nuts. I'm trying to remember what the hell he said. I got to have the clip somewhere. Where is it? I don't know. Where is it? Crazy WWE fan. I think I put it up on YouTube. Oh, here it is. Yes, psychotic WWE fan. Here it is. Let's all relive this wonderful moment from this caller, this guy that called up, and we still don't know what the hell this guy was dead serious or a psycho. Like, we still don't really know what in the hell this guy was going on about exactly, but it was pretty terrifying. Hey, hello.
Well, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, you know who this is?
I don't. You sound depressed. Hang on the phone just 1 minute, 361.
Yeah. Hey, you know who Nightbot is?
Nightbot is like a program that's a mod.
It's not a program.
Cryback is just mad that no major promotion wants him.
You know, it's really funny that you idiots have this show, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm shutting down the McMahon family. They owe me a lot of money. And Nightbot is Stephanie McMahon. And Stephanie McMahon is a man. And he's got a purple penis. Did you know that, boy?
No, but I do now.
I'm telling you, you are fucked. And they are fucked. And you are all being dragged to hell, sonny boy. So you get ready for that. You got it, punk?
Wait, does she really have a purple penis? How did you find out about this?
Yeah, I have pictures of Stephanie Shawn McMahon's purple dick, and it's sickening.
That's gross.
And she calls me every fucking day and bothers the fuck out of me because she's an idiot and she's the devil. And Vince McMahon is the devil, and that's why all these wrestlers die. And I am taking them back to hell, and I'm never letting them out again.
Well,
you got that?
Listen, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
You think this is all this shit is just happening because it's happening? You think Trump is this and everything? This is a showdown. You're being judged. You are all being judged, and you get to God. You have to go through the devil.
Are you the Vegas? Are you the Vegas shooter?
I'm just letting you know this, Joe, because you need to know. But you already know all these things, Joe, don't you?
I think so. I mean, the purple cock thing, I definitely knew about that one. That's the one that I know.
In fact, I'm pretty sure you're one of the voices that have called my house a few times, aren't you, Joe?
No, I don't even know who you are.
Yes, you are.
Who are you?
Yes, you are, Joe. You hang out with Stephanie, don't you, Joe?
I wish I did. I would like to be in WWE, but she won't hang out with me. No, she won't hang out with me. I wish she would.
You mean he won't hang out with you?
That's right. It, right? Because, I mean, really, she could be Nephilim, to be honest.
Well, it doesn't matter. You know, I've given the motherfucker so many chances that it's ridiculous, and I'm sick of it. And the show is over. And I'm going to tell you something else about the WWE.
Yeah.
It's a fucking drug mule. All the drugs that go to everywhere, every place in the fucking world are brought to you by the McMahon family. Every death and despair and sex and slave trade is brought to you by the McMahon family.
Sounds like the ultimate warrior.
Everything that is bad in the world today is brought to you by the McMahon family, and you fucking work for them, boy. You are going right to hell with them.
All right, well.
Goodbye.
I'm going to hell, bro. Oh, my God. What the fuck? Goodbye, fucker. Like, that guy was out of his mind. 361, what's up, man? Oh, I got you muted. Hang on a minute. My bad. No, now you're unmuted. Okay, go ahead.
How's it going, guys? Just
What's
calling in. Another pretty good show. It was pretty good. About a 7.5, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Very consistent. Very consistent. I mean, as long as they give us these consistent shows every week and keep building, it's pretty good television. I guess anytime you put Cody in the ring with fucking MJF, that's going to be gold. These are two guys that are fucking amazing on the mic, obviously, super charismatic. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was that was killer. Though they could just work all day off each other.
Definitely. Mox's promo was pretty good, pretty standard Mox promo. I really like how he's not fucking goofy anymore. Like, I can actually sit down and watch this guy. Like it's completely different. It's like night and day. Like in the WWE, like he was like so fucking corny. If you watch Full Gear, he was throwing out F-bombs like, fuck my ranking, whatever the fuck, like it's just great.
He's more like a loose cannon type, instead of like, oh, he might go fucking eat a hot dog outside with an umbrella, like,
right. Or like wear a fucking cowboy hat like he did one time, or fucking squirt mustard and ketchup at people, or pull slime pranks, or what else did he do? He wore a fucking giant bear suit, like all this fucking stupid shit that makes zero sense. I'm just glad like he actually looks, like presentable for once,
Yeah, he's taken more seriously. He's more dangerous seeming. I mean, there was some things I liked about him before, but they never. WWE just went always overboard or too weird with everything or the wrong way with everything. He said he hated.
Right.
He said he hated when he had to saw the mannequins' privates in the middle of the ring. I actually thought that was hilarious myself. That was the one thing that I thought was funny that he did because it was so weird. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I agree. This is way more serious. Fucking Skype. I lost the call, man. My bad. Skype's all fucked up. 517's been calling. Another 76 something. Call back. We'll try to get you on. 407's on. What's up, 407?
Yo, what's up? It's Robbie Hyde.
What's up, Hyde?
Nothing much, man. It's past my bedtime. I've been doing all the fuck faces report cards tonight.
I was going to say, teach my kid, you fuck. Teach my fucking kid.
Joe, I'm supposed to be cuddled up with I'm supposed to be humping my pillow by now, but what's going on? I saw AEW had a good show tonight.
That was pretty good. Pretty good show. Pretty decent show.
Probably, overall, I couldn't really tune in because I was too focused on doing all these grades and whatnot, but I saw Darby Allin and Jon Moxley are going to be having a feud. I think this could go down. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm a little too optimistic about it, but I feel like that could be a feud that could go down as amazing. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it was good the way the two of them were into it, the way Moxley called it out and the way Darby accepted it. I don't know what they're going to do, but I hope it's chaotic and crazy. And no Jimmy Havoc at all tonight, though. But you know what? The kids' grades are important, Robbie Hyde, so it's all good. And it was for AEW, it was an average show, but the MJF promo with Jericho was so damn good. You got to listen to that. And the fucking Skype just crashed on me again, man. Robbie Hyde, thank you for the call, Robbie. I'm sorry about that. But we got 609 on the phone. Hello.
Hey, what's up? It's Luke Rojas.
Luke Rojas. Haven't been able to take his call in a week because Skype's sucking.
It's okay. Nobody wants to talk to me anyway.
Oh, don't tell me you didn't watch tonight.
I did watch a little bit.
Oh, God. Come on, man.
But then I got AIDS and killed myself, so.
Ugh.
Dude, listen. This is what you get from a guy who has an IQ of 115, all right? I don't have time for wrestling, all right? I have bigger things like jerking off in the bathroom when nobody's looking.
Wow. I never pulled that one off. In high school, I was too afraid to... Yeah, I was like, I can't even shit in high school, let alone that. I was like, And I had a teacher that was really into me, too. It was weird.
I mean, every teacher in the school is like a weird pedophile. I mean, I asked one of the teachers, because she's got these big rack, right? And I was like, listen, I know that there are teachers that flirt with students, and I just want to know where I can find it. Because then I can get laid, you know?
Yeah.
Like, when you get laid by a fucking hot teacher, I mean, you're set for life. You don't even need any more sex because you have an experience of a lifetime.
Jesus. You know what I did back in 12th grade? My teacher came to my show. I was in a band. But here's the thing. I turned 18 in 12th grade, like at the end of 12th grade. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I was still 17 at the time, but, like, hey, I don't know. Like, I should have just married that lady. But that being said, man, NXT or AEW, Rojas?
NXT for me, because they had a pretty great ladder match.
Oh, so
yeah, I mean,
so you saw NXT. I mean, don't spoil it, but I mean, did you? So you said NXT was good tonight?
Yeah, it was pretty good tonight. I think honestly, every week of NXT and AEW, it's like they're like. I'm gonna say this from what I've seen of both since, like, you know, this war, if you'll say, started. They're really completely different shows. Like, AEW is like more of a, I don't want to say a main roster WWE type show because it's nowhere near as, like, you know, awful. It's great. But, you know, like, it has that feeling of it as this, like, big show.
Right.
While, like, NXT kind of feels like you're in a fucking dirty bar and you're watching wrestling. But it's okay because it's fucking good wrestling.
Right. Yeah,
like all the lights are all the lights are dimmed, and like it's just like about a few hundred people, and a lot of them are like fat, slobby, disgusting, drunk people.
Oh.
You know, but it's okay because like the wrestling is really, really good.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sometimes the opposite for AEW sometimes with like matches especially with the women. Oh my god.
Yeah, the women are
fucking.
not. NXT still has the best women's division right now. They just do.
I mean,
what the fuck? It sounded like someone just shot up your room.
Oh, sorry, that was my fucking heater, dude. It's cold as fuck in my house, bro. Dude, are you getting an Arctic blast in fucking Boston?
Yeah, it's a mess. It's gonna be really cold. Yeah, I think tonight.
Dude, it is freezing. It was like 19 degrees in the morning, and I have to fucking walk like 3 blocks to the bus stop.
Ugh.
It sucks.
Dude, forget that. Oh, Skype fucked up again. Oh, Rojas. Oh, fuck it. What else was he going to say anyway? He didn't even watch tonight. Luke Rojas. Luke, thank you for the call. I am not even going to try to put you back on because fuck it.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Bubbly.
Joe, I've been sick for 5 days.
Really?
I heard your cock has cured the common cold. I need your cock down my throat and cured my upper respiratory virus.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's it. Casey is raw. I'm going to stuff it down your throat. Casey is raw. Casey, here it comes. There you go, Casey is raw. I hope you like that, you raw motherfucker.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Some bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I apologize in advance for asking a WWE question on the AU review.
Oh, it's all
good. But I need your advice. WrestleMania 36 will be about an hour and a half from me. Should I go? Epstein didn't kill himself and Tommy's a fuckface.
Robbie Hyde, thank you, Robbie Hyde, for the $3 and your phone call earlier. Good to hear from you. Keep grading them papers. I don't know, man. Like, I'd go if I had some money and it was right near me. I mean, I would probably go. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, if WrestleMania, I would go to if it was near you. Yeah. If it was Raw, I might stay home. I'd rather play with myself, probably. If it was Raw, you know what I mean? But, you know, if it was something else, that's different. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all the phone calls. I know we didn't get to everybody, and hopefully this Skype issue will be solved soon. We can figure out what in the Christ is going on with Skype and this issue. Tomorrow night, though, we are live, and I'm going to try to take your phone calls. And if I can't, I'm going to create a secondary phone number that you guys can call from because I want you to be able to call out of nowhere tomorrow. So I really am going to do something, whether it comes to plugging my phone in and doing it that way again. We'll figure out a way to get your calls on the air tomorrow night with Skype being all shitty. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. And we got something else coming in from Casey's Raw. Let's hear what this is. Oh, you want a parody of Tommy if Tommy ate us? What if Tommy ate us? We could use Discord maybe. Discord's always a mess though. But I guess we could take the phone calls on Discord. Just, yeah, that could happen.
Super chat. Can we get a parody song of What If Tommy Ate Us?
What if Tommy ate us? Man, his chin is just developing its own area code at this point. Like he's getting a mandible that's fucking growing into a state over there. It's gonna be nuts. Joe, are you going to SummerSlam? Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be at all the SummerSlam events all week in Boston. Trust me, I will definitely be there. In Boston, we're going to have a big party in Boston this summer. Or it's not for a while, to be honest, but, next summer. Next end of summer. I'm really pumped up, My mother's house is only 15 minutes away from the garden almost. It's, like, not far. So I may just move in over there for a little while, or something, and just hang out there like it's old times. And then just operate out of there and get to TD Garden. Or maybe I'll take the kids over there. I don't know. Who knows what we'll do. I'm sure Grimm's Toy Show is going to want to come and fuck with me. I'm going to punch him right in the crotch. Son of a bitch. And that is all I got for you tonight, guys. I will see you all tomorrow for Out of Nowhere, live at 11 p.m. I'm going to have videos coming to Corrupted, videos coming on the JCS channel tomorrow, wrestling-wise, before Corrupted. And also, I'm going to have some big drops going down on Patreon tomorrow and the next day. So make sure you're a patron for those, including me and my wife's podcast. So we almost started it a year ago now. Me and Leah's podcast, Till Death Do Us podcast. It's coming. I want to thank Soundwave92 for being the largest donator of the stream. And he's going to take home that digital JCS championship, man. You guys are keeping me on the air with it, so much appreciated. Whoever donated tonight and threw up a couple bucks, but Soundwave is going to go home with the big one. So thank you very much to the big one. So thank you all, and good night. I may see you. I'll see you guys at some point tomorrow. I'll be live during the day too at some point. So probably do a little car stream and then have all my other stuff go down. Plus me and JB are gonna tear it up on Patreon.
This is Wardlow from AEW, and you're watching The Joe Cronin Show.
A wrestling podcast with attitude.
Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone. And he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin, because it's just so fucking sad.